Welcome to Shad's Guitar Show. Whether it's the gear or the players who made the gear famous, this podcast is about all things guitar. Well, hey there, friends. Welcome to Shad's Guitar Show. Glad to have you joining me today for a discussion on kind of an interesting topic. I have, like you, known this existed and heard about it forever, but never really understood it. So whenever I get interested in these kinds of things, I do a dive in, find out more about it, and then pass the information along to you. And hopefully you get something out of this and learn something today. You may already know this, or it may be totally new to you. But before I go any further, I just want to thank you for being here and ask that you would take the time, if you're enjoying the show, to pass it along to a guitar playing friend and get them involved as well, because I'm definitely interested in growing the audience and could really use your help in doing just that. All right, so what is this mysterious topic I've been alluding to in the open here? Well, it's not a mystery. We've all heard the term A440 or concert pitch for many years, probably as long as we've been playing guitar. And we use this every time we plug our guitar into an electronic tuner or tune by ear from a piano or whatever it might be. We are tuning to A440. But do you have any idea what A440 means, where it came from? Because I didn't until I did the research for this show. It's kind of interesting, and hopefully you will learn something today. So without further ado, let's dive into this episode entitled Why 440 Rules, the Story of Concert Pitch. So have you ever noticed that before a concert begins, especially in orchestral music, the orchestra tunes to a single note, that bright, almost haunting tone, an A. But what's so special about it, and why exactly is that A vibrating 440 times per second? Today we're digging into the mysterious number at the heart of modern music, A440, also known as concert pitch. So what does A440 mean? When musicians say A440, they're talking about the tone that vibrates at 440 hertz or 440 cycles per second. It's the reference note used to tune instruments across the world. Typically, it's the A above middle C on the piano. Every other note, higher or lower, is tuned relative to that A. Double the frequency, 880 hertz, as you get the same note an octave higher. Cut it in half, 220 hertz, and you get an octave below. It's a clean, simple mathematical relationship that keeps the musical universe in order. But it wasn't always that way. So before the 20th century, tuning was chaotic. There was no global standard. One city's A could be another A flat, and in the 17th and 18th centuries, pitches varied wildly. From as low as A equals 390 hertz in some churches to as high as A equals 460 hertz in bright, lively orchestras. Part of it had to do with technology. Organs, strings, and wind instruments all drifted in pitch over time, but it also reflected aesthetics. Brighter, higher pitches made music sound more energetic. Lower pitches gave it a darker, warmer feel. Composers like Mozart or Bach didn't have a fixed A440 world. Their instruments were tuned to whatever the local organ or ensemble used. The first serious attempt to standardize pitch came in France in 1859, when the government set A equals 435 hertz as the official tuning for orchestras. It caught on throughout Europe, but across the Atlantic, America had its own ideas. In 1936, the American Standards Association, which later became ANSI, officially adopted A440 hertz as the standard concert pitch. The following year, the International Organization for Standardization, say that fast 4 times, endorsed it, making A440 the international standard. It's clean, simple, and mathematically neat, but also conveniently close to the old French 435 hertz, just a little brighter. So does everybody use A440? Well, mostly. A440 is the norm for pop, rock, and most Western and classical music, but not everyone agrees. Some European orchestras, like those in Germany and Austria, often tune slightly higher, around A442 or 444 Hz, because it gives the music a little more brilliance and lively sound. Baroque ensembles, on the other hand, frequently use A equals 415 Hz, roughly a semitone lower, to better match the sound of instruments from that era. And some choirs prefer A equals 432 Hz, a pitch surrounded by a lot of mystery and pseudoscientific claims about being more natural or in tune with the universe, if you buy into that sort of thing. Specifically, there's nothing magical about 432 Hz, but it does produce a slightly warmer and more mellow tone compared to A equals 440 Hz. So why do we care about keeping everyone tuned to the same A? Because music is a universal language, and for musicians from different places to play together, they need a common reference. Without it, chaos. Imagine one orchestra tuning to 435 Hz, another to 445 Hz, and then trying to perform together. It would sound like a sonic tug of war. A440 brings order. It's the invisible thread that ties every instrument, every performance, and every recording together. So next time you hear that clear tone before a concert starts, that single A ringing across the hall, remember, it's not just a note. It's history, science, and cooperation all vibrating in perfect sync. 440 times every second. And let's face it, in the crazy world that we live in 2025, a little consistency is kind of comforting. So that's going to do it for this episode on concert pitch A440. And I hope you learned something. I know I certainly did. And who knows, maybe this will be the $1 million question on some game show you wind up on in the future. But until then, remember this one fact. The best guitarist is the one who's having the most fun.